Good morning. Well, look, I've popped around here to my good friend Joanne Welch, and we're just going to have a bit of a coffee chat this morning, and I just want to introduce her to you.
Hi everyone, and thank you Narissa for taking your time out to come and see me and do this for me. It's amazing how people, you know, when you try and stand for the community, it's amazing how the community can wrap their arms around you and
so first of all,
to do things for you.
Joanne,
yes.
First of all, tell us why you're here, because nobody on my socials probably has seen you or even knows what it is that you were doing. So the reason for this coffee chat this morning is so I can introduce you to my community and to our beautiful Kapiti Coast District Council region. Now, what are you standing for?
Okay, so I'm standing for Districtwide, which covers the whole district, for the local elections, which are happening on the 11th of October. And we've put a team together called We Love Kapiti, and we're just a group of everyday people. We have lots of different, we're quite eclectic, we have lots of different beliefs and ideas about life, but what we have done is come together to, and we've agreed on 5 policies that we have decided that we're going to vote. So what that does is that gives you surety that if you vote for our team, that you know on those 5 issues that we are going to, how we're going to vote. And that is how, with a majority, you can actually make changes.
Can you quickly just tell the listeners here what those 5 things are? Because those one or more of those 5 is bound to resonate with people that are living in the Kapiti Coast region.
Right. So, as a team, we identified the rates, affordable rates, as being the number one thing. We really love the idea that we've got a really beautiful community, and we have, you know, older people, younger people, families, people from all different walks of life, and we love that about Kapiti Coast. It's actually quite creative as well, and we want people to be able to stay here and be and for it to be affordable. With the high rates that are coming in, and via the long-term plan, we've already just had such huge increases, like 17% last year and 6.9% this year, and then another 7% that was voted on by the existing council for the over the 10-year long-term plan, which basically means that your rates are going to be double what you're paying now within 10 years. And we know that, like for instance, the pension is not going to double. It's going to take up all the extra disposable income for a lot of people, definitely on set wages, and really going to harm older people, so seniors that are retired. And we don't want families to be broken up and their parents have to move to another area just because they can't afford the rates. So we're very strong on that. We've actually done a plan. We know that we can, on the information we have now, we've got a plan, and we know that we can get those rates back down to the levels they used to be, you know, up within under 5% of the average wage in Kapiti. So we're not just saying, you know, no rate rises or just talking. We've actually got a solid plan. We've actually costed it out, and it balances. So we're really solid. So if you vote for us and you vote for a whole team and we're around the table, we can actually go ahead and make those changes needed for affordable rates for you.
That is wonderful, because I hear this, because I'm out there in the community also. I've been here for over 36 years, and we've been homeowners, and this is definitely impacting us, and it's really touching the lives of everyone. And like the first homeowners, I mean, that must be absolutely a struggle. So what are some of the other things that are important out there that you are hearing the locals need change on and wanting change on?
Okay, so we're hearing a lot from the business community that they're very frustrated with, and this is building and business, very frustrated with the regulation process. It's just too over-regulated, takes too much time, and actually it's a lot of businesses and developers and building is not happening here on the coast because it's just a nightmare for them. And we've got a bad reputation now. We want to change that reputation. We want a can-do reputation, not a can't. And again, we've got some very good people on our team, and we've also got some very good experts that have given us advice, and we have a pretty good idea about how to go about reducing that red tape so that businesses can thrive. So again, like with the high rates, a lot of the older people will sadly have to move away if the long-term plan comes into effect and no changes are made. Likewise, if we can't attract businesses and we can't attract growth, and it's too hard for people, then that's the positive. We need opportunities. We need to be positive, and we need to create more jobs here for younger people. So that's the sort of the younger element and the families, so they can actually work and actually live here. So those two things are very important.
That is wonderful. So we love kapiti. Now, what I have found just out and about, just Wellington, the Kapiti Coast area, the feedback that I have had with my community, my people, those who I come in contact with, and if they're thinking it and if they're saying it, I am sure that there are many others. We don't know who to vote for because we don't know these people, because the little blurb that we get to read does not really, I mean, pretty much it can just say something like, I've lived here for X amount of years and I'm a nice person, please vote for me. So.
And more confusing, they all say the same thing.
Well, that's right. So, I mean, now with AI, I'm sure we can just, press a little button and we can spit out some wonderfully little scripted little blurb.
Yeah.
So really, and so what I find is that there are many people that I talk to actually don't even get out there and vote because the voting system to them in their mind feels very confusing. So tell us, when people get their voting papers, what is that going to look like, and how would you advise? Obviously, we want them to vote for We Love Kapiti, because I think that the debts and the rates hikes is affecting everyone, absolutely everyone. And I think anyone with common sense is going to want to save money, to economise and get back to spending within their means. So in voting for you, there's all these little boxes to tick. So how do we tell people? How do we tell people how to vote? Like there's going to be a mayor. What is that process? Because I have heard that people just go tick, 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 tick.
Yes, and sometimes it can be alphabetical or the face. I think, unfortunately, a lot of people just go on the looks or the name, so all alphabetical. So it is a little bit sad because it's so, particularly at the moment, it's so important they vote. That's what you can do as grassroots. We've put a grassroots team of people together. None of us are politicians. None of us ever wanted to be in council, but we're really deeply concerned about our community at the moment, and so we've all decided to do something about that. If you do vote for lots of individual people, you really don't know what's going to happen, because as you said, Narissa, everyone's saying affordable rates. Our three pillars are common sense spending, affordable rates, and democracy, not bureaucracy. They're pretty solid ideas, and then we have two other principles. One is basically getting rid of the red tape, the regulation, and the other one is the coastal adaptation, which I will talk about soon. Coastal adaptation process, which is really important, because if we're worried about our rates, that's our insurance. So we don't want a double whammy with being really hit by high insurance. So I'm going to go into more detail with that soon. But you said before, Narissa, about you don't really know, who to vote for, and you also said something about pulling our, tightening our belt and pulling, having some common sense spending. That's another one of our pillars. We see central government's actually been trying to do that. We see that households are trying to pull their belt in, and yet it doesn't feel for a lot of people that council is doing that. They still seem to be spending with free abandon, and we're not. Our economy's just not at that point, and our families, we're all budgeting, and so we do want to see some common sense come back in. So that was another one about pillars, and I'll talk about the other two soon. But back to your question, there was a how do you know when you've just got a face and you've got a little bit of a blurb and they all sound so similar? It's tricky. I think how we try to get around that is by putting a team together, and by stating the 5 things that we have all agreed to vote on, so that you know with surety that if you've got a team that you will actually get change. Because if you get an eclectic group of people that haven't actually agreed beforehand, you know, and this isn't groupthink because we actually all have lots of different ideas about lots of different things, but you do know when you vote for us that you will actually get those 5 things sorted. And we will honour that, and we're accountable for it. We've got plans, we've done a lot of thinking behind it, and they're the 5 really important things. Whereas if you have lots of different people, you really don't know, and this is what happens to councils. You get no go forward because you've got such different lots on really important things. You've got lots of different people with different views, and you don't really know whether that's actually going to ever make any changes. So you know that if you vote for a team, you're definitely going to get a change.
I love that because there is real power in unity and agreement. So I love the fact that you have all come together and spoken on the main important issues that that are going to affect and touch all of the Kapiti Coast community people. And I also loved what you just said there about that normal everyday householders are tightening their belts because they have to. I mean, you don't have to go far to talk to people. You only have to go to the supermarket actually, and it's like every second person is saying to you that, oh my gosh, my money's just not stretching and going anywhere far. And so the thing is that it is fair then.
Our power bills. It's shocking. Rates, power and insurance. Wow, is there anything left to spend and have fun with after that? Not much for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's right. So we want to help the Kapiti Coast, the Kapiti Coasters to have more money in their pocket because they are not being hit left, right and centre because of unnecessary spending and debts. So I'm just going to, I'll open this back up to Joan in a minute to speak to you about the other important issues on their list. But I do love to give people a directive of how to vote, because if we really want change, we need to vote for change. We need to vote change. And so I can speak with utter confidence, an absolute confidence, that when you vote for We Love Kapiti, you are voting for positive change. So on that little voting paper, there is going to be, people will want to tick, they'll want to be voting for the mayor. So can you just tell us who we want to vote for with We Love Kapiti for the mayor?
Okay, Dean Harris. I've known Dean for a long time and just a lovely, lovely man. He's very wise. Every time there is something to be decided or talked about, he's always got a really good solution, and he's very humane. I really like that about Dean. So you actually were probably talking about the single transferable vote. So what actually happens with the single transferable vote, a lot of people don't really understand that, and they actually just keep on ticking. They think they have to use up all their votes.
Right.
So what you can end up doing is that you can end up with ticking our team, but then if you carry on ticking, you could actually end up ticking for somebody that does want high rates and has actually voted for high rates, because most of the councillors have. And so by continuing to tick, as it goes, that you're actually voting against yourself, if that makes sense, because once the initial part is taken up, then your next options are then put towards those people. So
so how will you, I am interviewing you today, so I would like you to give my listeners, our listeners here today, a very clear directive of how many boxes to tick and who to tick for, because I think that at this point, at this stage in the game, we need to be very clear, and it is okay to have a very strong suggestion if you're wanting change, if you were really serious about change, that it is good to know which box to tick.
So my suggestion, I'm not allowed to actually tell you how to vote. It's not a no-go. But I can actually talk about the single transfer system and how that works. So as I said before, just tick for the people that you know that you want, and hopefully that will be our team. And you don't, and just to let you know, you don't have to fill in and tick and rank every single person. So just tick the ones that you feel really confident about. And you know, by checking out our website, We Love Kapiti, you can actually read all our policies, you can read all our detail, all our solutions. We've gone to a lot of effort to really give you answers to the important things. So you can, so just tick for what you're confident with. We do like, we have a candidate in every area apart from Raumati, and that's because Bede Larissy, we endorse Bede Larissy. We worked with him and got to know him as the chair of the community board for Raumati, and he has been great, doing a lot of good community work. We didn't want to compete with him. And we've also endorsed Glenn Cooper. He has been fantastic, a councillor, and so there's 2 councillors for spots for Paraparam. So of course we've got one candidate there, Chris Harwood, and we love Glenn, so we'd like to endorse Glenn because he's been amazing. He's actually been quite an unsung hero. So you know, I can say that we do endorse him. We do have somebody in the Māori ward. It's been a very controversial time in our history. We all seem to be really divided, and actually you said that really lovely word, Narissa, unity. I mean, we are grassroots. We are trying to unite on 5 key issues. We all have different ideas, different politics, and we're quite frequently people try to sort of like ask us about all the things that divide you, and we're not really interested in having those conversations because those conversations don't really help you get your rates down lower or reduce your insurance bills. It's not really relevant. It's just there designed to divide you. We are grassroots. We are eclectic. We basically represent the whole entire community, and you know, it's hard enough to get countries together, but we have actually agreed on our 5 principles, and everybody else is entitled to their beliefs, and it's not going to make any difference with different beliefs whether that's going to affect your rates or not. So we just really want to stick to that, and you will have the confidence that we have got a very solid plan. We've done a lot of thinking. We've talked to a lot of experts, and we really are solid in what we're offering you.
I love that. I absolutely love that, don't you? We're all just after our own thing and interested and pushing our own agenda individually. Well, nothing is ever going to change and nothing is ever going to get done. So I hope you heard the wisdom in there. They're keeping the main things. They've got 5 things that they have agreed on, and they are the main points for, I think, probably what are on the hearts and the minds of...
It is, and it's how people, it's going to affect you in your life and your wallet. And we don't want to just talk about, I think the rates, affordable rates, is the main issue for most people.
Yes.
And we understand that, but there is also, you know, we don't run our lives just by budget alone. We need to also be really positive and optimistic, because this is one of the most beautiful places in the world to live, and we all care really deeply about it. And so on the upside, we need economic development. We need positive, go forward things. We need festivals. We need our character. So even though we've got a really good plan, we are still, there's plenty of room for us to keep our unique flavour, keep our festivals like the Kapiti Arts Trail, the Maoriland Festival, the Food Festival, lots of really things that are unique and new ones too. So we believe with efficiencies, some common sense, that we can, and with the plan that we've got together, that we can, help businesses thrive. So we want to concentrate on the positive stuff as well as the budgeting, because you need both, the two sides of the one coin.
I love that. Yeah, real creativity and common sense. Now, you mentioned before about the some other issues with insurance and coastline.
Yes, the coastal, I suppose that's probably where I'm deeply passionate. I was advocating with a group called Kamalama's Law Madness for the last couple of years, so I've been quite concerned about what's been happening there. There's a great movie called, documentary called Managed Out. If anybody, you can Google it, Managed Out, I think it's .co.nz, or you can go to the kapiticalm.co.nz, or it might be .com, kapiticalm.com. Websites, and you can watch that movie there. It's not a comment about climate change or not. That's again another divisive comment, and we're not really interested at all in that. It's about actually reality and exaggeration. And there is 2 science reports that the council is going to be voting on, and they're actually assessing them right now. One is based on real data, the Dr. DeLonghi report, and one is based on modelling. And they've used extreme sea level models, and it's just like 1 in 1,000 kind of chance of something happening. Like, will we get hit by a comet? We spent $5 million on that report and the process, the Coastal Adaptation Panel process around that. And if that had come through and been accepted by council, we would all have have individual hazards on our titles. And thanks to an organisation called Coastal Ratepayers United and CALM, and also Glenn Cooper, that would have probably been accepted, and we would have all had, up to about 2/3 of our population would have had individual hazards on our limbs. Wow. So if we're worried about our rates, when there's an individual hazard on your limb, and fair enough if it was in reality, but it's not. It was based on something that is not internationally recognised anymore. It's implausible, and it's not a discussion about whether you believe in sea level rise or not. It's completely, don't get sidetracked on that. It's about, is this report valid? And the international panel of climate change have said 8.5% 8.5 RCP is not probably ever going to happen. It's completely implausible. The international communities aren't using that. Yet our city council was going to accept a report that was based on that, which meant that basically 2/3 of our population was going to have an individual hazard on their limbs, which means then that your insurance premium is going to go through the roof and cause a lot more hardship, and it's already affecting the values of our homes. So I think that's what I'm deeply passionate about. I really do want to protect your homes. I mean, I would like life to be really affordable and happy for everybody in our community, and a double whammy, high insurances and high rates is just going to be too much for a lot of people. So that's a thing. The 5 of us have all agreed that we will not accept the Jacobs report, which uses RCP 8.5, which we spent $5 million on, which really hasn't got much value at all.
Right. Wow. Gosh, I am learning a lot.
Watch the movie Managed Out. You'll be shocked.
Wow. So I'm very grateful that there is a group of people, a body of people that are actually looking into things with eyes wide open and common sense and doing their real research. So I love that. Absolutely love that. So Joanne, wow. She's not allowed to say who to vote for, but I am, because this is my Facebook. So please tick the box for Joanne Welch. I will put her details in there. Now I'm sure that, and go to the website, We Love Kapiti. Is that the website?
Yes.
We Love Kapiti?
Yes.
Yes. So
.co.nz.
.co.nz, and I'm sure that there are ways to contact different ones in there if you want to ask them some questions. Are people able to contact you if they have questions on anything?
Absolutely. Candidates at welovekapiti.co.nz is our email.
Right.
What else can I say?
Well, what I'll do is I will put these links in the comments afterwards so that you can look these things up. Now, I would love to organise for an interview with the mayoral candidate.
Dean, we can organise something next week, so keep an eye. We also have a Facebook channel for We Love Kapiti, so if you can look that up. We post regularly bits of information and photos and what we're doing, so you can follow us there. And we'll let you know, we'll organise an interview with Dean, so you can get to know him. Great guy. I have 100% confidence that the mayoral position is really important. So with a good team, they are the person that has the closest relationship with the CEO, and so it's really important that we have the mayoral candidate in so that our team can work with the mayor and the CEO, and that's how we can make really some good changes, reduce our red tape, and actually really get the change that you need and want. Right.
And just to, just for the people's own information, but Dean can tell you this when we come time to interview him. But what is his background? Does he have a business background? Does he have a good money head on? And what is his understanding of financial things?
Right. Well, number one, most important thing, he's got a good soul.
Yeah.
And I've known that from knowing Dean for quite a few years. So that's the most important thing. I think that, you know, when you vote for somebody, you need to know they've got a good heart. And I hand on my heart, can actually say that every candidate that we've got has got a good heart. So that's really important. Then you've got to back it up with facts and figures and all the logical things and the experience. So our whole team has got a huge amount of experience behind them. So with Dean, Dean has been involved in importing and exporting in the building industry. He's quite passionate about small homes. He's got a building background as well, he's been a builder. So he's been a businessman and a builder, so he really does understand construction. Construction is our biggest employment sector here in Kapiti. So I think he's got the skill to really cut through the red tape, and he's got he's very good to talk to, and I think he's got the skills that could negotiate some of the changes that we need. So I've got 100% confidence in Dean. Then we've got an ex-banking person in Otaki. He's really got an incredible CV. We've got Chris Harwood, who comes from education. She's actually been, not only was she a teacher, she also has had some pretty important roles in the education department. And who else have I got? Martin is a businessman. He's also has worked as a consultant in the health industry. And myself, I was in the retirement industry for a decade in the sales aspect. So I'm, senior people. I've got a real heart for senior people. I understand their needs, and I've seen, just in that industry, I've seen people make decisions without actually properly understanding or having empathy for what, and sometimes it could be something really simple. But I loved that industry, and it was a great time. So anyway, enough about me. So I'm from a sales and finance background.
When I went along to their introduction evening, and I loved hearing from each and every one of you, and every candidate. It was like, right, yes, these are people that have skills, have worked in the communities, understand community, understand people, and understand finances. Now, I think that all those things are very, very
Yeah,
important. Very, very important. And there was unity. There was unity in the room. So I love that. So anyway, Jo, was there anything else that you would like to share with us, or about anything that's on your heart about this upcoming election, apart from make sure you vote? No vote, no change.
So grassroots is really important, and unity and community, and like what Narissa's doing today, it's amazing. You know, this is grassroots. She's a friend. She said, "Oh, I'll come and do a live with you." I mean, I'm so generous of her, giving up her time and helping me with this. I'm a bit techie challenged sometimes with social media, so, and she's an expert. So yeah, I really appreciate. We need hundreds and hundreds of Narissas that will, you know, we need to all stand together and hold the council to account.
Yes.
We have really struggled in CALM, for instance. We've really struggled with them being able to communicate with them, having a voice. We spend so much time trying to actually talk to them and get them to see that this, you know, maybe they should look at a different course, but they won't even listen to you, and the opportunities to even talk to them sometimes are so difficult, and you just waste so much time and energy. And that's something that we so want to. We're going to put some structures in place right down on the community board level as well, so that, you know, democracy happens again. We know the council works for us, not the other way around, and we want to install. That was our last pillar that I needed to talk to you about, which I hadn't yet.
Right.
So we've actually put some really good ideas together, and you'll see those on our website. But we need you guys. We need people like Narissa. We need, you know, fence signs up on your fences. We need you to talk to other people. You need, you know.
Share these lives.
Yeah, it does matter.
Tag your friends.
Yes.
Because in this day and age, friends, now, okay, Joanne as yet has not been Facebook savvy, but she is going to be, because we want her and her team's faces to be out there, just not on a billboard. When you see them on a billboard, we want you to connect with them at the heart level by sharing messages like this. So if you are out there in the community and you want to you want to vote for change, well, invite Joanne to do a live with Joanne. Get her face, her story out there, her team out there, so we can begin to really know who these wonderful people are. So then they just are not a name beside a tick box, that you will really know that you can vote with confidence and you can vote with knowledge.
So we've done our homework. You can do all the intellectual background work on our website, but getting to know us, like you're saying, through social media and look, invite us to a cuppa or a group of you. We're really, any of us would love to come and have a chat with you and get to know you and talk to you about your concerns. You know, that is one of our pillars, democracy. So we do want to hear from you, and
so if you've got a knitting group, if you've got a reading group, if you've got a book club, whatever it is, invite these people, and then make up your own mind. Then you can vote with real, like I said, confidence and knowledge if you like what you hear and you are aligned.
And a really good way to show that there's a grassroots movement sort of happening is to just go online and buy one of our fence signs. They're only about $20. I mean, if we could pepper the whole community with our fence signs, that, you know, people would then sort of realise that there is a bit of pushback against this crazy spending, and, you know, that people do want to actually get their rates down lower, and they don't want to actually have their insurances go through the roof on, you know, caused by reports that aren't even true. So yeah, that's what you can do. You can turn up and vote. You can invite us to things, and you can buy a fence sign and pop that up and show your solidarity that way.
I love that. Practical, working with all the other things. So thank you, Joanne.
Oh,
that is
thank you,
just
Narissa.
wonderful, and I look forward to doing this again. and invite Dean or any member of your team, and let's get these faces out there and these names out there, and let's vote for change.
Let's just try and organise the Dean. I mean, I don't know if you're available next Monday, but I know that I can get Dean Dean will be available next Monday. So keep an eye out for next Monday, and you can have a chat with our hopefully future mayor.
Absolutely, I'd love that. Yeah,
Okay.
so let's connect the name to the face so you can check that box if you so are aligned with what you are hearing. So God bless you and thank you so much and all the best, and we're going to sign off now, and I'll put some links in the comments.
Thanks so much. Nice talking.